Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian from USA.Patriot.Cards. And one day after the Dallas Card Show video, I want to say thank you for those who took the hour out of their lives to watch that. Um, yeah, I don't care about how many people, like the view count or any of that stuff. What I like to see is people commenting on stuff they saw at the end of the video. I think that's really cool. Um, I kind of like the longer form videos where people really get into, breaking down thoughts and actions and cards and why they passed on things or what they were thinking on a trade. And just if there's a story, and there's almost a story for every card or every transaction. So I like discovering those and telling those. So I appreciate the ones of you that left comments, and it seemed that we were mostly in agreement on the Paolo for the Mahomes being, I won't call it a bad move, but I'll say a questionable and maybe a risky play. And then there were some people that even went so far as to say that they wouldn't have traded the Mahomes for the Luka, which I totally understand that, 100%. Um, you know, I, I live in Dallas. I'm a huge Maverick fan, so Luka is the main focal point of my collecting and my sports fandom. Um, if he was in New Orleans, I wouldn't collect him as much. I might have a card, but I wouldn't make it my mission to get all his blues and um, really focus on trading in some of the higher end stuff that I have into his higher end stuff. And if John Morant was in Dallas, I'd probably be collecting his stuff more. So it has a lot to do with that. I'm in Dallas, been watching the Mavericks, since Brad Davis and Mark Aguirre, Doug Smith, Cherokee Parks, Christian Laettner, all of them I can name. Jason, I remember when Jason Kidd came and Jimmy Jackson and Jamal Mashburn, and I mean, I really really like the Mavericks, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of my Luka stuff, my Dirk stuff, and it brings me to the point of, yeah, we could probably wait on most of these cards, right? Aside from the Tom Brady's and maybe the LeBrons, some of the Mahomes stuff still in question, Gretzky, Jordan, some of that GOAT stuff that is just going to exponentially keep growing. Most of these cards are going to be on a downward trajectory and then finally hit a floor after their playing career is over. And it's just the collectors out there that like that player for whatever reason. You see people collecting Drew Brees now. You see people collecting Peyton Manning, and they all complain about how cheap. Well, they don't complain. They all note how cheap it is, and how it's a crime. Peyton Manning shouldn't be, 1/300th of Tom Brady, or whatever it is. But the thing about it is that I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait until Luka's career is finally over, right? And then go out and get his blue ice. I mean, what good would that be? I probably wouldn't even want the card at that point unless he had some magnificent career. The whole point in collecting, if you're a collector, is to grab these cards and enjoy the ride, all right? Grab these cards of the players that you love. Sell some, trade some, but the ones that you keep are the ones that you want to enjoy the ride with. You want to see that player succeed. It's almost like, how can I own stock in that player? How can I be as close to that player as possible? Doesn't get much closer than owning 100K in a player, So, and that's, if there's a price at the end of that, then there's a price. You go out and you buy a nice car, so you can drive it. You don't say, you know what, I want a Cadillac Escalade. But I want to wait until the end of that car's life when it's got 200K on it, and I can go pick it up for a fraction of the price that a brand new one would cost. I mean, why? The whole point of buying the Cadillac in the first place is to literally enjoy the ride. So I know that's sort of it's kind of a stretch as a metaphor, but we get, at least anyone that collects modern and is a true collector, gets these cards to enjoy the ride. The reason I'm not out buying Mickey Mantles and Hank Aaron's and Jackie Robinson's is because I don't care about those players. So what? I mean, if you're a true fan and you really like to collect, it's going to cost you some money in the end. I say go get what you like. Don't worry about where that card is headed. Make sure you don't get in over your head, but collect what you love. You can get just as much enjoyment out of a $200 card, if that's your level, as you can a 20K card. You really can. You really can. But I had a goal to go get all the blues for his rookie year, and I'm almost there. Matter of fact, I'm pretty much there. So I wanted to break down the Luka trade and show you sort of a positive way to look at things from my end and why I made the deal. First of all, I have these two Mahomes cards. Okay, I have a field level. It's a Gem Mint Plus silver, or prism, and I have the field level gold that I got in a trade for a 1-of-1 Mahomes booklet that I bought for $1,800 on eBay, and I traded / sold that card. Got this back, got some cash back. But that was able to fund a lot of my moves in the hobby and pay for a lot of life things as well. But it's not like the camo was the biggest Mahomes card I had, and I was punting on Mahomes. No, I was just taking these two forward. This is so big that's kind of enough, and I just was like, if I'm gonna hold a ton in one player, let it be my favorite player. But I still have these two. And I'm enjoying every time. See, every time I watch a Chiefs game and I watch Mahomes do his thing, I'm not going to be regretting the camo trade. Now, VJ might. He might regret his Paolo trade because I don't think he's got another big, huge Mahomes. So that's one reason I made the trade. Another reason I made the trade is because I've been getting huge Lukas, all on their way down. Now, were the bubble prices real? I mean, sure they were. People actually paid, $100,000 for this blue ice at one point. But they were never, there's so many things that factored into that. The PPP stuff, where the country was, with the free money, the stimulus checks, people washing money perhaps. I mean, who knows what all went into those like crazy prices. But I don't think they were ever real. Like, I don't think if he'd won 3 championships in a row, this still wouldn't be a 100K card. No way. There's just no way. The world, the market, things aren't the same as they were back then. So, but if we look at August prices, let's say, and I looked it up, this card in August did $31,200. And it had a couple of 33, 35K sales in the summer of 2022. So I took the reason I say August is because that's when I made the Mahomes trade. Okay. Now here's what I traded for the camo Mahomes. I gave a Josh Allen PSA 10 silver, a Lamar Jackson PSA 10 silver, a Lamar Jackson camo PSA 10, and a Bowman Julio Rodriguez first refractor PSA 10. Well, if the Blue Ice Luka was doing 31.2 in August of 2022, last August, and I would have tried to trade, let's say I make the trade for the Mahomes, right? I trade those 4 cards for the Mahomes camo. And then I immediately say, you know what, I'm going to try to trade this Mahomes camo into a Luka Blue Ice. Back in August, had I done that, I would have been left with around a $13K hole that I would have had to have covered. Whether that had been cards and cash, I would have had to made up the $13K difference. And so by picking it up now, as opposed to last August, I saved $13,000 right then and there. Plus, I got $3K back in cash. So really, we're looking at about $16K profit from not trading into this, holding that Mahomes for a year, waiting for this to go down. The Mahomes stayed strong. Now, could we revisit this in a year and maybe this is selling for $6,500? Sure. And maybe the Mahomes is doing $27,500. Absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. Who knows what's going to happen? If we all knew what was going to happen, it wouldn't be that fun, right? Mahomes could blow out a knee. Luka could win a championship. I mean, or vice versa. You know, Mahomes could win his 3rd Super Bowl, and Luka could come back fat, and then demand a trade, and I'm like sad, right? So my whole point is that I had a reason. I had a justification. The way I was thinking in my mind is, I'm getting into this Luka at a lot better of a price than it would have been last August when I made the trade for the Mahomes. So that's a reason right there, a positive reason right there. There's only 40 of these. And so there's no guarantee that the other 39 their owners would have been interested in a deal like that. So I was able to realize some gains by waiting there. The $3K cash on top makes it about, like I said, a $16K gain. And I still have a couple big Mahomes, a couple nice Mahomes, to where every time I see him throw a touchdown, or even if he wins another Super Bowl, I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be forced into rooting against the guy I just traded. How many times have we been in that situation, right? Where maybe we're huge Jason Tatum fans, but we saw a trade or we made a sale that we just couldn't pass up, and we moved a big Tatum card, and then now all of a sudden we're rooting against him, even though we liked him before we made the deal. That's not going to happen to me with Mahomes. Now, when I punt on this card, yeah, then I'm going to be like, oh, damn, it hurts to see him win. So that's that. I told you guys I was going to show you a couple of cards, too, that I got from Josh. This one is a Isaiah Pacheco red. This is out of the Target retail super short print. It's a pop 1. He's a madman. I love that the Chiefs finally found their replacement for Kareem Hunt. And even though Clyde Edwards-Helaire is healthy, this is the running back for the Chiefs. It's his job to lose, 100%. So I like his story. You know, 7th round draft pick, kind of forgotten. I think he lost his sister. He had to deal with some pretty big loss in his life early, and so he's really a strong character guy, and I really like that about him. So was stoked to pick that up. And then this is the only Herbert that I own, but I've always liked this card. It needs a new team bag or a new PSA sleeve. I always like this blue. I love blue scopes, and it's close. It's not sky blue, Charger blue, but it's close. I mean, it's blue. So I think this was like $225. Not a huge Herbert, but I'm in the game a little bit. I do like him. It's color matched in a way, so I picked this up. And then finally, we have a mystery Topps redemption. So I got an email about a week ago that a Topps fulfillment had shipped. Now, I'm still waiting on a Patrick Ewing National Treasures patch auto that I pulled out of 2017 National Treasures. We're going on, maybe it was 2018. We're going on like 5 years for that redemption. Panini still hasn't sent it. Panini still hasn't sent a replacement. I'd rather get the replacement for that card because it's a big card because Patrick Ewing never signed. But we'll see what this is. I don't even know what this could be. Well, I don't like the player. Huh. Weird. This is really strange. A Jose Abreu. Topps. Base. Is it a base? Yep. Rookie auto. It's a cool card. I mean, I'm not a Jose Abreu fan. I'm not a Chicago White Sox fan. This is weird, Topps. What are y'all doing? What is this? Oh, man. Funny. And they sent me, look at this yellow ass top loader. They were like, oh, just put the yellow one on top. Come on, Topps. Really? Interesting. I don't know. Well, we're at the end of another video. I do appreciate you guys watching. This one's much shorter than yesterday's, but I just wanted to at least get on and explain why I made the trade, how I sort of viewed it as a positive, viewed it as cashing in on a little bit of gains, realizing a little bit of not profit because it's still in cards, but there was about $16K that I was able to save on acquiring this card by doing it the way I did it. And he's still only 24 years old. He's still only 24 years old, right? So I can watch his whole career with this card. I don't have to wait till he's 34 and about to retire when this is, a 4K card. That's not the kind of profit I want. That's not the kind of gains I want. I want to drive the Cadillac, right? I don't want to go get an old crusty one and put it out in front of my house and say, there's a caddy, got a sweet deal on it. No, I want to ride this thing to a championship. Let's go, Luka. All right. Till next time, appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.